Hey guys, this is Miss Allen, and I'm here to talk to you about your narrative summative assessment. So, we've been studying story in this unit and we've been analyzing stories. And so, we are now going to be doing one of our types of writing that we need to cover this semester, and that is our narrative. Narrative, again, tells story. So, for this assessment, you're going to be choosing one of the following topics, and I'm going to let you read those to yourself. You can see the three different topics there are. But the one thing that I want to note to you is that if you don't want to write about your actual life, that's fine with me. You can instead choose to write a fictional story about one of the above topics. So you can either write about a true experience for any of these three, or you can choose to write a fictional story. So if you like to write stories, or if you just don't like to share about yourself, fiction might be for you. The easiest thing to do is obviously to write a story from your life because you have all the material in your own mind. You only do one of them. Once you've chosen one topic, you need to make sure that you have all of these bulleted points in order to be successful on this essay. So you have to have a well-developed narrative. It must tell a story that fully develops the real thing that happened to you or the fictional thing that you're inventing. You have to establish a situation, one or more points of view, and introduce a narrator and or characters. So if it's told from first person point of view, you're the narrator. If it's told from third person point of view, you'll have characters in the story. The bottom line is this must tell a story. You're not just reflecting on something, you are telling the story of what happened to you or inventing a story of something that happened to your characters. You need a smooth progression of events, meaning that it starts at the beginning and ends at the end. You need to use multiple narrative techniques. One of them is dialogue. You can have people talking in your story. Using quotation marks and using proper rules. Dialogue is one of those narrative techniques. You can use description. You can also use pacing. You can try to speed your story up if it gets really exciting or slow it down. Shorter sentences and longer sentences are a good way to do that. Reflection, when you tell something that happened and then you tell your thoughts about it. Okay. And plot, you want to make sure you have plot. Introduction, rising action, climax, falling action, and conclusion. It needs to be easily broken down into those part of plots. Also, characters. You need to have characters that are developed. You want to use a variety of techniques consistently to sequence events that build on one another. So you could use those transition kinds of words. You can move in chronological order. Use precise words and phrases, details, and sensory language consistently to convey a vivid picture of events. I want to feel like I'm there, whether you're telling a real story or not. So I want you to use really good words. I want you to put in a ton of details. Use appeal to my senses. Let me see it. Let me hear it. Let me smell it. Let me taste it. Let me feel it, right? Use your senses. And I want to get a really vivid picture. So lots of description in there. You need to have a conclusion. It needs to follow from the narrated experiences or events. The conclusion needs to make sense. The conclusion may be the part where you reflect on what the experience or what the person or what the hardship did for you. Or maybe your characters do that. Then the last thing is you need to have very few or no errors in usage and or conventions that interfere with meaning. You know how you need to do that? We've talked about this. Do not just hit submit. Type it, then hit tools, spelling and grammar check, and then go through reading it again and changing all the things the computer tells you to change and making sure you don't want to add or take something away. So please edit this before you turn it in. Having an unedited paper automatically means you are not making an A, okay? Because that's too much work for me and I'm lazy. All right, enjoy this writing. I'm really excited about reading them and I hope you're having a great day. Bye.